What's the story, guys? Coach Roddy here, back with another UFC breakdown. UFC 252, Cormier versus Stipe. It's the trilogy, it's the rubber match. They're one for one. And we're going to do a little bit different this time, guys. We're going to look at some of the techniques that I think each athlete might use in the fight. It's going to give you a little bit of a takeaway that you can go and practice at home yourself. So let's get straight into it. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at DC and look at some of the techniques that I think he might use to get that victory on Saturday night. Okay, so from reviewing the first two fights and looking at DC's career, he predominantly fights taller guys and he has a very good ability to get control of the hands. Okay, and what he does is he uses controlling the hands as a way to get into range without taking any damage. If we're on the outside and Jer's nice and long, it's tricky for me to get past that. And DC's good head movement and you'd see him slipping and firing shots over the top. But what he does really well is he comes in and gets control of the hands. He might get into a bit of trouble with those fingers pointing out like he did in the first two. But he gets control of the hands and now he gets into range. Okay, from range is where he does most of his best work. He's very fast in here, so he throws shots over the top, okay, and he enters in lovely into the clinch off this, okay, and I see him doing that again straight off the bat. So watch out for that. We're here, he's going to come out, looking to control the hands, spoil, enter in, or spoil, maybe leave one hand and shot fires, he slips, bang, bang, bang. Very fast in there, DC. He's deceivingly fast for the shape of his body. And fighting these heavyweights, they don't expect it. So I do expect DC to come out fast, get control of those hands, okay? Either enter in, keep that position, put him up against the cage, or another thing DC does very well is when he enters in, if he's meeting a lot of resistance, he'll hold for a second and then he'll allow them to disengage. And it's as they disengage is where he lands those big heavy shots. Same again because he's in control of the range. If you watch the first finish, it was control of the wrist here and a short right hook that done all the damage to Miocic in the first one. So, first thing I see, controlling the hands, firing the shots. Second thing I potentially see is entering into the clinch, pushing him up against the cage or looking for the takedown to get it to the ground. And the third thing I see, okay, is when he enters into the clinch, when he meets a lot of resistance. DC has years and years of wrestling. He knows when something is worth going for or when something is worth giving up on. So when he feels that his opponent is disengaging, there'll be big shots. Okay, there's 3 points. So same again, guys, if you want to actually try this, okay, a little takeaway, you're coming out, make sure you're keeping your head off the center line. Obviously for you fighters, make sure you're keeping your fingers up, don't want to get, and just get those 2 hands on, okay, 2 hands on. Now, from here you can parry down, enter in. You can leave one slightly and draw the right hand, come back with the shots, okay, and then enter in. As you enter in, as soon as his chest comes away from the shoulder, that's when we're firing. Boom, bang. Okay? So there's a couple of options. So look out for them in the fight and give them a go when you're in the gym. Okay, guys, so moving on. Let's have a look at Stipe and look at some of the techniques I think he might use to get the victory on Saturday night. All right, let's get straight into it. So, Stipe, predominantly hands driven, okay, tries to maintain range. I think what he should do is really get more active with that lead hand, okay? What it will do is it will stop DC getting control of the hands and entering in, and it'll allow him to set up that big right hand. So first thing I would predict Miocic is going to try and do is come out, get to the edge of range and get active with that lead hand. I think he should be trying to fire to the head and to the body, keeping the range. He's going to be a lot taller, a lot bigger than DC. So if you can maintain range, okay, get some shots off to the chest and some shots off to the head, you'll have more success setting up this right hand. What DC does very well is his head gets off the center line a little bit. The shots come over the top, exactly. So, for my word, I would imagine Miocic should be hitting to the chest and then coming back with that big right hand. Okay? So coming in, using that lead hand as a gauge and then setting up the right hand. Another thing I would like to see is Miocic giving up a step. Okay? So as he comes in, measures, give up a step, bang, for that right hand. DC is the one that needs to close the ground. DC is the one that will be trying to close, okay, for most part. So if Miocic can get to the edge of range, take a step back, sit down on the shot, he could potentially put him away, okay. Another thing that I think we'll see probably again from Miocic is that lever shot, okay, the force fight. DC didn't have an answer for it. So, and it's the same again. If he's using this lead hand and DC is looking to parry or looking to control it, you can see already that elbow was high, okay, and there's a gap there. Bang. Okay, so I do see him getting on that. I would like to see him getting onto the right hand to the body as well. Boom. Okay, so coming out, measuring, maybe giving up this hand, staying at the edge of range so that if DC does try to fire, the range is off. DC is going to be falling short on this. Touch, touch, touch. Nothing happens. Relax there for a second, Jerry. Nothing happens. Bang. Nothing happens. Over the top. Okay, I'm playing this liver and left hook game. Okay, it works very well. If I'm popping to that liver and that elbow starts to sit in, boom, I'm over the top. Okay, and then just keeping it long and rangy. Okay, a little bit more active with the hands. I was a bit unsure what the strategy was for Stipe. I think it was in the second fight because there was very little coming. There was a lot of movement, but he didn't really do anything. Now it was probably because DC was coming in controlling the hands. Even at that, I would be taking a step back, getting that lead hand in the face, and looking to fire. Okay, so Stipe. Okay, lead hand in the face. Looking to establish the jab to the head or to the chest. Okay, taking a step back, looking to fire that right hand, and also getting back on that liver. Bang! Liver, head. Okay, there's a couple of things that I think we might see from Stipe. So for you guys trying them at home, look, this is a nice little drill. Okay, touch that rear hand, fire to the head, touch that rear hand, touch that rear head. Fire to the chest. If I fire to the chest, I'm going to keep a stiff hand. Move forward here. I've got control of the range, so even if he moves me back, he's going to fire. He's going to fall right into that right hand. That's one. The other one, he's controlling that lead hand off to the liver. I dip. He's going to tighten up, and I'm going to come back over the top. Okay, so there's a couple of things you can try at home as well. All right, give them a go. Okay, guys. So, who do I think is going to get the win on Saturday night? It's 50-50, you know. It's 1-for-1. There's a reason it's 1-for-1. The guys are very evenly matched. And both guys, I think, will come in with, you know, really good game plans. They'll have watched each other, they'll have figured each other being in there twice already, and they'll be aware of what threats each opponent poses to the other. But how do I think it's going to go? You know, I think I'm going to go with Stipe for this one. I think if Stipe can maintain range, can keep that lead hand in DC's face, and pop, give up a bit of space and start landing straight shots down the pipe and get back onto that lever, I think he might stop DC Lee. So that's who I'm going with. I want you guys to put your predictions in the comment box below, and give us a little bit of feedback on the new way we're doing these breakdowns. I hope you enjoy them, and we'd love a little bit of feedback. So I'll talk to you all on the next one. Tune in on Saturday night for a fantastic fight. Two unbelievable fighters. It's going to be a cracking fight. Talk to you all soon. Cheers.